Hey everybody, welcome. It's another episode of Landmark Live. Who thought we would last this long, Chris Kamler, when we first started this gig?
I'm still basking in the glow of turning on the holiday lights.
It was awesome, my man.
It's the reason for the season. It's what it is.
Downtown Platte City will never be the same, I tell you what. And the crowd,
I apologize for that.
With no advance notice, we had
crowd. The crowd. I think the chattering of the teeth was louder than the clapping, but still, it was nice.
And the way they were asking for hot chocolate, like it was really cold.
They really were into the holiday festivities.
Kind of weak, kind of lame. But you and I plugged through. I tell you what, the building looks great. I mean, we've got the fall decorations in the window with the Christmas lights. We are a paper for all seasons.
This is the oldest building in Platte
City. Yeah, well, at least commercial building in downtown square is what we say.
Jesus, that's a lot of caveats.
It is. Have you been in the basement? You still haven't been in the basement.
No, I'm not going to the basement. Sorry.
All right, you guys. I tell you what, we are rolling in the advertisers this week. I reached out to another advertiser, and she responded greatly with not only wanting to sponsor the show, but with giving us a boatload of prizes to give away, some of which we're going to give away tonight, and some of which we're going to save for later episodes. But our newest sponsor is Dr. Stacy and Dr. Trent Blaha at Platte Valley Dental Care. They will treat you like family because they are. It's a mother-son dental team educating their patients on the importance of dental health and how it affects the rest of your body. The office accepts many insurance plans and offers an in-house discount plan to make dental procedures affordable to all. Their professional team will be helpful and compassionate through your dental procedures. Check out their online scheduling at pvdentalcare.com or give them a call at 816-858-2027. Chris, are you ready for our special guest tonight? Have you done a lot of preparation for tonight's show?
Yes, sure.
First time ever. We've done some preparation.
We have real live politicians in the room.
We do.
Today,
I'm a little
intimidated. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Very much so.
Very nice.
Tonight, you guys, we have the three Platte County Commissioners. We will introduce them now. To our left, my left right here, Ron Schieber, Presiding Commissioner. Welcome, Ron.
Thank you, Ivan. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. To my immediate right, Miss Dagmar Wood, First District Commissioner. Thanks, Dagmar. John Elliott, 2nd District Commissioner.
Hello, everybody.
And here we are, you guys, ready to rock and roll. Are you guys prepped?
We are prepped and primed.
All right, now, which one of you, I'm sure you kind of chit-chatted maybe a little bit before the show, which one of you do you think, of the three, as you look around the room here, which one are you worried might say something either inappropriate or something they might regret during this live show? Because this is live, fake TV, you guys. I mean, you say something now, you can't take it back. Who are you worried about saying something that they might regret? Which one of the three?
Does that include you?
All three.
No, because you know that's going to happen. So you're worried about Dagmar?
I'm worried about Dagmar.
No, Dagmar?
John.
Okay. Well, let's work on Dagmar. Try to get her to say something.
Absolutely. That sounds good.
All right, you guys. This week was a big news week in the county. I tell you what, one of the highlights, one of the articles on the front page dealt with a proposal by the Platte County Commissioners put forth by 2nd District Commissioner John Elliott to allow legal carry of firearms in certain county buildings. John, tell us about your proposal and what's going into that thought process.
Well, what's going into it is that we have just started discussing it to give people the opportunity to exercise their constitutional right, particularly when there's no law enforcement available at their meetings. We have meetings and people in there, during the day and in the evening, and with what we witnessed Sunday, it's just time that we let people defend themselves when they need to.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I don't own a firearm, which probably puts me in the majority up here in Platte County, I would think. But the only thing I would worry about, obviously, is everybody's carrying guns. Then the small percentage of people that are knuckleheads have a gun at their disposal and can use it if they get in verbal conflicts or physical conflicts. And there's guns everywhere, and then there's that it makes it more dangerous instead of safer. What kind of protections would be out there for that type of incident?
Well, there aren't any protections from craziness.
That's true.
We exist because of self-responsibility, and we have rules and punishment for those that don't exercise
What, and I didn't get to hear if Ron, what are your thoughts on the proposal? Are you feeling along the same lines as John on this one?
Well, it is a constitutional right to keep and bear arms. And so, yes, I feel like it's something that we need to seriously discuss, and I want it to be safe in Platte County. We have employees that are in that building every day. We have constituents who come to use the services in that building. And as John said, there is no protection from crazy. So when bad guys want to carry a gun, usually there's only one way that stops the havoc that they can wreak, and that's someone else with a gun.
There is no protection from crazy. Do you guys feel safe here in the Landmark tonight? Speaking of no protection from crazy, are you feeling safe in this building? Do you think
It's slowly going down.
Which one?
The chances are slowly going down.
Is the front door locked?
No, which one? Oh no, it's not, because this is an open meeting. Which one of you is packing heat tonight? Anybody?
Well, part of the
prefer not
beauty.
You prefer not to say.
Part of the beauty of that is you never know.
Do you think that there is? Do you think that there is a firearm within the Landmark building?
There should be.
I'd put money on it.
You've seen my editorials, obviously. So, Dagmar, give us your thoughts on this proposal.
I'm supportive of it. I actually had an instance, I served on the jail committee several years ago, and there was an occasion where there was someone who I felt like was unstable, and he made a threat to one of the commissioners. Actually said that this commissioner needed to have a bullet in his head. So I made sure that commissioner was aware that this unstable person knew that he knew about this threat, and encouraged him to make provisions to defend himself. So, I mean, this does happen. You don't hear a lot about it behind the scenes, but I was sufficiently alarmed enough and knew this person to be unstable enough that it was a concern. So, yeah.
Now, how quickly do you guys want to move on this, or what's the process that we'll go through on this one?
Well, there's not a time frame on it. It's moving through the process right and not in a hurry. Last thing we want to do is adopt an ordinance and then find out that there's a flaw in it and then have to start back over. So we're going to try to do it correct and whatever time it takes to do it.
Let me ask: have you investigated options other than that? You mentioned the Platte County building is not secured. Maybe hiring a sheriff's department security person, similar to SRO officers at schools and whatnot. Is there kind of been a trade-off on that, or is that not necessarily financially feasible?
It's very much a financial issue that the money's not available. Years ago we had a checkpoint at both the courthouse and the administrative building, and due to budget cuts, it was determined to eliminate that. The money's not there again, and even if it was, is that a guarantee that these things are stopped? What about at night when we have night meetings? Do we still have a fully staffed checkpoint? And then what about meetings in other buildings? So, sure, we could do certain things here, but that doesn't guarantee anywhere else.
Interesting.
Who would have thought we would have needed a security guard in a place of worship in Texas? Mm-hmm. In a small place that was a small church.
Right.
But those people are hurting down there. And I'm convinced that, again, you don't stop something like this from happening usually, except when someone has a gun. So where do you stop putting security guards then? Do you stop at the church? I mean, we can't rely completely and totally on law enforcement to protect ourselves. It's the reason that our founding fathers said we're going to make sure that people have the right to keep and bear arms.
Yeah, I'm completely for all that. My concern would be if there's a heated committee meeting or something, where the public is allowed in, and we've seen video after video of other governmental meeting type areas where people are angry or upset about something. Not that really happens in Platte City, but Platte County, but it's just if it's allowed, it just is open to mischief, and that would be my big concern.
And if it's not allowed,
it's open to mischief.
then
It's a catch-22.
The only people that are going to carry a gun, if it's not allowed, are the people that are willing to carry outside of our ordinance.
Yeah, and we don't read that many stories about the situation you described in other places. So I mean, yes, it's a possibility. It is a concern, but we haven't seen that occur where it could already.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys at home, hit like or comment or let us know you're out there, because 3 of you are going to get picked to play some games later on, and we've got some great prizes tonight, Chris. I tell you what, we've got concert tickets, 2 tickets to Brett Michaels. We've got a fancy new gizmo, courtesy of Platte Valley Dental Care, and we've got a 3rd prize that the commissioners are giving away. You can win breakfast for 2 with your county commissioners. More about that later. We're going to play a rousing game of fact or crap with these folks, Chris. They're actually going to pose the questions to us.
I'm terrified.
I did not sleep last night.
Yeah.
Worried about this. And let me explain again. Our newest sponsor is Platte Valley Dental Care. Call 816-858-2027 to schedule your family's appointment with Dr. Stacy and Dr. Trent at Platte Valley Dental Care. The Blahas will treat you like family because they are family. They educate their patients on the importance of dental health and how it affects the rest of your body, offering the highest possible care to children and adults. Check out their online scheduling at pvdentalcare.com. Thank you, Platte Valley Dental Care, for being a loyal sponsor tonight. Guys, let's move on to the one of the other stories of the week. The Platte County Salary Commission meets every 2 years. They met this week. The Salary Commission, by a 6-4 vote, voted in a 2.5% pay raise for county office holders. So in other words, we have county office holders voting in a pay raise for county office holders. That's the way the system works. I noticed that all 3 of you voted against. Let's start with Dagmar. Your thoughts, your opinion on the 6-4 vote by the Salary Commission to raise salaries effective in 2019.
Well, obviously, I was disappointed that we lost that vote. 2.5%. It doesn't sound like a lot, but we have a lot of budget constraints that we don't have monies allocated for yet. We have medical examiner costs are rising. We've got a quadruple capital murder case that we have no funding for yet. The cities are going out of the law enforcement business and the courts business, so there's a lot of things out there right now that we don't have funding for. So this last budget season, we had asked the several office holders, after we had worked on our budget, and this $1.2 million surprise came our way where an emergency radio payment was not made, and we had gone back to our office holders and asked for some budget cuts in addition to what had already been made, and several of them cut personnel lines. And so I would have liked to have seen that addressed first before, and I think Rob Willard talked about that too when he had dissented as well. Our treasurer was the other 4th vote who did not support that increase. So before I think the office holders get anything, I think we need to make the personnel lines back whole again. But whether that's going to even happen this coming year is yet to be seen.
Where does Platte County get the majority of their money? What is their income?
Well, you've got the 0.5-cent sales, the general sales tax, and there's a 0.5 cent for parks and stormwater as well, and property taxes as well. So
that's the primary, is just taxes, and there's no main revenue generator outside of that, right?
Not that I'm right. Yeah.
Minimal fees. We have minimal fees. Planning and zoning has some fees, but for the most part, it's the taxes.
And the majority of it is sales tax, right?
And use tax too.
I'm completely dumb about all this stuff, but does anything from KCI or some of the amenities that are in Platte County, does that trickle down at all? And we just passed the new airport, and that'll be 10 or 15 years down the road, I'm sure. But are any of those things potential revenue generators for the county since they sit in the county?
Obviously, we do get additional revenue as we get additional real estate, additional sales. But remember, we also deal with the Hancock Amendment, which is a great amendment to our Constitution in Missouri that limits the amount of growth that you can get from taxes. So, yes, we will get some growth from that, but right now, expenses are outpacing revenue growth. Expense increases are outpacing revenue growth. And until we restructure the tax and get the tax aligned with the needs of the county, law enforcement, roads and bridges, it was just an inappropriate time, I believe, for us to give ourselves a raise.
So define restructure the tax. Is that raise taxes? And is that something that Platte Countyans need to vote on, or is that something that you guys decide? I mean, there's only two ways to make a budget balance: spend less money or get more money. So, I mean, if you guys are out of money, there's only one more way to get more money in the coffers, and that's taxes to go up.
We have a half-cent parks tax dedicated only to parks.
Mm-hmm.
How much do we have dedicated toward law enforcement? Completely dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. That's out of balance when you look at the primary functions of county government. We need to, when the time is right, yes, it will likely require a vote of the people, but we will likely want to decrease that. We will be, as far as I'm concerned, we will be decreasing the parks tax, and we will be increasing or trying to get the citizens to say, yes, law enforcement's a priority.
I'm glad you mentioned parks, because that's about the only other dog I have in this hunt. I'm a father of a baseball player, and he spends a lot of time in your guys' parks playing in tournaments. I'm kind of surprised that the tournaments, we pay X number of dollars as a team to participate in a tournament at Platte Ridge or wherever. Do you guys make money off of that? You guys should be if you're not. It certainly would be a revenue generator. You could finish off Platte Purchase and make that a revenue generator. I just know baseball because that's kind of what my family has known the last 35 years or so, but we're spending a lot of damn money on these tournaments up here, and if you guys are broke, I'm a little perturbed that money's not coming into the county.
John, take that one.
You got a crap-eating grin on your face.
Well,
did I step in a hole or something? Or
No, I'm going to let Ron answer because he's got a few more years' experience on how all this works with the league. But Chris, I want to add there's a third option. You said cut expenses or raise taxes.
Yeah.
The third one is to restructure the
Sure.
existing taxes.
Yep. You're right.
And that's what we're focusing on.
Okay.
Yeah, explain that, John, because you've talked about this previously. You'd like to see that half-cent sales tax with parks restructured. So explain to the folks what you're thinking.
Well, it's what do parks? What's the parks department need going forward? How much money? Currently, it's bringing in $8 million. We've been buying and building, and that's coming to an end. So we don't need all that capital money going forward. What do we need to maintain, to adequately maintain? And keep in mind, part of that is also stormwater, which is a growing issue in Platte County. The more concrete that goes down, the more stormwater problems you have. That means more money needed for stormwater. So how much do we need to maintain the parks and to address an ever-increasing stormwater issue? So right now, we're looking at a quarter, which is a half of the half. That's $4 million. That would allow us then to dedicate the other $4 million to public safety. And right now, all public safety expenses, which if I remember right is it's over 50% of our general revenue budget, that would be $4 million that would then go to public safety that would not be having to come out of general revenue.
In your opinion, the Parks Department would be fine with a quarter cent? What is the level you think would be appropriate for the Parks Department in the tax restructuring that you're talking about?
Yeah, well, at this point, and we're letting Daniel develop the long-term budget for parks with everywhere in the courthouse, particularly in the commission area. We're doing long-term budgeting.
Right.
Daniel's putting the budget together to come back and tell us what he thinks they'll need to maintain the parks and to fund stormwater.
Okay. Hey, folks at home, hit like or comment. Do something to let us know you're out there, because we're going to pick 3 of you, not 2, but 3 of you to play games with us. And we're going to have some great prizes tonight, as we mentioned. It's going to be fun, I tell you what.
We're going to make it worth your while to sit through the budget discussion that we're having right
Absolutely.
now. We're going to give away some free credit.
We're getting to the
guarantee
fun
it.
stuff. And you know what? Chris and I have our returning feature for degenerate gamblers tonight, too.
Yes, absolutely.
Our lock of the week. So you degenerates, hang around for that. And by the way, Elite Events, mobile DJ and event production, is another sponsor tonight. I tell you what, Ryan Rainey is more than just a DJ. He offers a service that can do it all, from corporate events to weddings to birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, everything in between. For your next event, make it an Elite Event. Find them at eliteeventsmo.com.
Could he DJ the next county commissioners meeting?
That would be awesome. I tell you,
Just,
that would be fantastic.
Hit the gavel.
You know,
and-
if Ryan were to do that, what music would you pick, Dagmar? What's your favorite jam for Ryan to come over there and jam to the next commission
Somebody
meeting?
said Pointer Sisters on Facebook today.
You
Was
were a
that-
Donna Summer fan.
Donna Summer? Yeah, okay, that'd be great.
You're from the disco age then, for you to know that one. You're a 70s chick then, it sounds like.
Okay, more 80s.
80s. Oh, you're
I was going to
saying-
go 90s, Ivan.
Well, I
was-
didn't want to. Donna Summer was 70s, as I remember.
I'm the 70s guy.
You're
very
70s.
nice, very
So
nice.
what would be the music if we're going to tee up Ryan Rainey to have a gig over there with you guys? What music you want?
We'd probably do Aerosmith or something like that.
Oh, I like that. That's good. I think Ryan could do that.
The kids still like that today, too.
The kids love the Aerosmith. They can't get enough of the Aerosmith.
John, our friend Ryan Rainey is queuing up the music for a meeting over there at the county. What music you want Ryan to bring?
Well, Ozark Mountain Daredevils is pretty good stuff.
For real.
Yeah.
For real. You are a gun toter and an Ozark Mountain Daredevil fan.
Yes, sir.
That is excellent. I think Ryan has all those. You know, Donna Summer and the Ozark Mountain Daredevils and Aerosmith. That's all on this playlist.
That's what we need.
Give 'em a
It'll be a
call.
good time. You know, when you guys are having your meetings, we've talked about some things that are obviously out in the public eye. When you're having your meetings, and you guys meet all the time over there, I mean, you've got meetings posted in your meeting, you know, between, a lot of people, you don't realize that you have a lot of meetings between your administrative sessions, which are like every 2 weeks. Okay, in those meetings that are going on where no one hardly ever attends, tell us about some of the hidden things. Now, I don't want to use hidden like you guys are hiding, but what are some of the items that go on in those lowly attended meetings that, you know, give us a little secret there. What's going on behind the scenes that might not be out there in the public eye that we really should know about? What's some of the concerns? Left him speechless.
I was trying to get a proclamation passed for himself, is what I think he's trying to do.
We do a lot of detailed discussion. For instance,
Give us the topic.
well, you know, if you've noticed on our big whiteboard, we've got expenses and tax revenue, and we're trying to figure out what is the right approach. How are we going to restructure the taxes so that we meet and fund the core services of the county?
And that whiteboard discussion is important so that the meetings go well. And again, these are public meetings, so if somebody wants to see what's going on, go look at that whiteboard.
They're all posted. All your meetings are posted.
And so, if you know, like I work at a private company, and so when I get 2 or 3 of my coworkers around, you know, we work on whiteboards and stuff. The only difference is that you guys have to have those public, and we were joking earlier about having a quorum, and if you have a quorum, it has to have minutes, and somebody has to be tracking all that stuff. So it's just a little bit extra bureaucracy, right?
It's part of the process, and you know, we welcome people at those meetings.
Yeah.
You know, recently, we've had meeting after meeting after meeting on our health insurance.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh, it's
How's that go?
totally exciting.
Oh, wow.
Well, initially it went really well. We found a broker who was coming in and cutting our increase by a third. But since then, the devil is in the details, and because we did this last minute, we're having some struggles with everything that's involved in revamping everything.
When you say struggles, how much are those struggles going to cost us? Give us a guesstimate. I think somewhere in the neighborhood of $500,000. Is it going to cost us that much more than last year, or what's the estimate right now?
Well, these struggles aren't affecting the taxpayer. These struggles are affecting our employees.
It's going to be passed on to the employees.
No. Let me finish, sir. Let me
Oh,
finish. Come on.
well, I'm
My
going to do
goodness.
that.
Wow.
It's sign-up issues for our employees. So that's where we're at now. Those are the weeds we're in with the issues. What it's saving us is from $520,000 to $350,000, so $170,000.
Okay, so when you say issues, they're not financial issues right now.
Correct. No.
Open
That's good.
enrollment's going on right now, and when we brought this broker in, you know, we kind of expected open enrollment to go like they had a lot of experience with Platte County,
Yeah.
and they don't. So we're having some open enrollment issues, but we'll get it figured out.
Everybody will have what they need come December 1st.
And will they be happy with it?
Nobody's happy with it.
It's better than a 28%
Hardly
increase.
ever.
Yeah.
No, nobody's happy with increased healthcare costs or any changes to their plan unless they're changes they instigate. But as Dagmar just said, it's a lot better than where it was headed.
So these county employees will be seeing an increase in their portion of the costs on this?
Some will.
And some won't.
Well, depends on what they sign up for.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Our broker is doing a good job of helping us focus on the long-term health of the plan. So, you know, he's already saved us $170,000 just this year. What we're really looking at is structuring plans that protect the health of the plan so that long-term we don't have these big increases for either the county, the taxpayer, or the employee.
What about maintenance issues? We don't hear much about maintenance issues. Bring us up to date. How are the county buildings maintenance-wise? Good shape? Bad shape?
What's
That's
this
your
one?
department. That's your department.
They need a lot of work. We've got a lot of deferred maintenance, and you know, the capital improvements fund has been the fund that we go to for money when we get an unexpected expense. And it's a wrong way to handle things, but there again, we have Daniel working on our long-term plan for capital improvements, and that will be part of restructuring the tax to make sure that we don't get in the situation we're in right now where we've got all this deferred maintenance long-term.
Great. You were going to say something.
Yeah, I just want to chime in that we've been made aware. We're aware. We've been made aware of the window issue at the courthouse. If you look real close, you'll see that it's not how it should be. People want to know, well, why don't you just fix the window? Well, the issue isn't the window. Yes, the window's cracked, but we could replace the piece of glass, and the next day it'll be cracked because we've got wood rot in the framing around the window and the doors. So it's a really old building. It's really expensive to maintain and really expensive to fix. And as Ron said, our what we call the Fund 5000 because it's government accounting, that fund goes up and down based on current needs, unexpected expenses. And honestly, we don't know from year to year what's going to be in there that's going to be available to fix things. That's no way to run a government.
Right.
That's one of the things that needs to be addressed when the taxes are restructured, is capital maintenance and improvement. So.
Gotcha. All right, guys, let's get to the fun stuff. We don't want to drag on all this boring government talk too long. Let's get to the fun stuff. We're going to play a little game of fact or crap. We asked the county commissioners to bring some questions that they could ask to Chris and I, and we'll try to answer them. We have a couple of contestants.
Shirley Vest.
Shirley Vest, number one. Shirley Vest. First question, we're going to play for Shirley Vest. I tell you what, let's pick out a good prize for Shirley Vest. How about you offer Shirley the breakfast for two to a county commissioner meeting? What do you call those little things you do on Fridays?
Coffee with commissioners.
Coffee with commissioners on a Friday. Shirley Vest. All right, so do you guys have a question that you're ready to ask Chris or I, and we will guess whether this is fact or crap. Lay it on us. Who wants to read a question?
Have at it, John.
Okay, question. Ron enjoys restoring his grandpa's 1959 in Ford.
Ron is a historian. I know that much. He's really interested in history. I know that.
Does he
much.
know how to fix windows?
I don't know.
rot?
I don't know if he knows anything about vehicles.
The answer to that's no.
That's no.
59 what?
1950,
1950.
9 in Ford.
Is that?
Oh,
now you
what
get
kind of
specific.
car is that? If it would be something that you would be restoring.
That's a tractor.
That sounds like a tractor.
That's
yeah.
a tractor.
Okay.
Yes.
I think he gave it away. I think we got to go with fact on that, don't you think?
We'll say fact.
All right.
We're guessing fact.
That
You would.
is fiction.
Oh!
Now, what I can tell you about that though is, if you want to see one of those tractors, you can go in John Elliott's backyard. He's got one out.
Oh, John has one.
I'm restoring a '69 GTO convertible.
Okay,
And
so
it's a
you
project I started about the same time I was elected, and it's not done yet. So
Okay.
All right,
Next
I'm
contestant.
Sorry, no lunch.
Sorry,
no lunch with
sorry for
anybody.
Surely you can still join us
Surely.
on Friday mornings for coffee.
All right. Next contestant, Tammy Baker Sprinkle. Let's see if we can sprinkle in a victory for Tammy.
Nice.
Yes,
Well
let's
done.
do it. Did you see what I did
Very
there?
nice.
I'll tell you what, we're getting good at this. All right, who's got the next question?
Can I go? Okay, I'll
Dagmar's
do a
up.
question. Okay, you mentioned our work sessions.
Yes, I'm a big fan.
A big fan. We see you all the time there.
Yes.
During our work sessions, Ron will occasionally break out into song to a 70s or 80s ballad in order to make a point. Fact or crap?
It's probably an Aerosmith ballad that he's breaking out.
I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep. 'Cause I miss you, babe.
amazing.
And amazing. It's a great song. It's a great song.
Man, this is another tough one. I would,
Well, I got the first one wrong, so I'm gonna. let you answer
I'm
this
gonna
one.
guess. I know John's into 70s and 80s music. Well, I'm gonna say fact. Let's call it fact on that.
It's crap.
Oh, it's actually John that
John
does it.
does.
Oh,
John
see,
does.
I should have gone with my instinct.
You should have gone with your instinct.
You are now contractually obligated to hum a few bars of the aforementioned ballad. You have a go-to ballad, like, you know, sometimes I'll just break out in the Love Boat song or something.
No, mine's
I've heard
usually pertains to what we're discussing at the moment.
Ah,
Yeah,
all right,
I just
I
don't out
gotcha.
of the blue
Okay.
start singing Donna
Gotcha.
Summer.
Man, well, the good thing, we're not having to give
We're
away any
0 for 2,
prizes
yeah,
so
we're-
far tonight. I mean,
I
sad,
did
sad.
bring one of our.
That's fantastic.
We
That's-
use that a
that's
lot
great.
over
You
in
use that in the
our
budget meetings?
Yes.
You
Obviously,
want what?
obviously not at the salary commission meetings, but in our meetings we
You
use
should
that a
have
lot.
brought that. Jacob Hankins is our next contestant. We might be here all night trying to give away 3 prizes, you guys.
There was one in here I wanted to give.
Read one, read one.
Here we go.
I think there was one in here.
Not that tough one there.
This is a really good question.
Oh, sure is.
Dagmar is often caught off guard, ill-prepared for a work session. But John and I really appreciate her carefree spirit and find her very endearing.
And that's definitely crap.
That's gonna be crap. That's gonna be
That's
crap.
the biggest load of crap I've heard.
I've
all
only met
day.
these 3
That-
people for
that
a few
is-
minutes, and I already know.
that was-
We
If
find
I
her
want something
endearing.
done, I'm gonna go in this direction.
That was a
But
deep
we
ass
do
load
find
of crap.
it endearing.
We do find her endearing,
I don't know.
but most of the rest of that
I know.
is-
She would never come unprepared. Is that what you said she does? That's
What are
correct.
your guys' backgrounds? How did you come to be county commissioners?
I was asked to run 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been in the state legislature. I'm also a father, family man, business owner. So,
Aerosmith fan.
Aerosmith fan.
That qualifies you right there.
so
Dagmar, you take the next one. Why did you run?
Why did I run?
Yeah, answer Chris's question.
I just felt like I could do a better job. I was
Better
a
than what?
stay-at-home mom. Than what I was seeing. I
Okay.
was a stay-at-home mom for 18 years. Before that, I worked at the Federal Reserve Bank as an analyst, and I'd always worked behind the scenes in government, just volunteering. I'd hang around this guy every once in a while, and we'd work on the same campaigns and stuff. And
Federal
And
Reserve
so-
Bank analyst. That's
so-
some exciting stuff right there.
yeah,
Really.
really exciting.
Wow.
So, yeah.
John.
How about you,
Sir.
sir?
Hey, John, you
What?
take the next question. And while you're talking, I'm gonna pull out a prop. But go ahead and answer Chris's question.
Well, Chris, I've been involved in politics for a long time in Platte County. I've helped a lot of candidates get elected.
He was kind of a lurker behind the scenes. I heard him referred to as the lurker behind the
Yeah.
scenes one time.
In fact, I was going to run the county for my living room.
I heard
that
that.
was several years ago. And you know what, Ivan? I finally made it.
You did.
I can call into the office from the living room now.
That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. And before, Chris, I want you to see this. Before John became a politician, John used to work over at Wells Bank, which is catty corner from the Landmark office. And John and I, we got to know each other way back in the '90s because We both worked in downtown Platte City, and we were like the two youngest people that worked in downtown Platte City. I'm not exaggerating, am I?
No.
Okay, so this was from the 90s, and John and I, we would try to liven up downtown Platte City because, as I said, we were the youngest dudes around at that time. So one time, this was 1996, John and I had this brilliant idea when Bill Kenny, who was running, a former Chiefs quarterback, was running for lieutenant governor. John and I had an idea. We said, hey, why don't we just stop traffic and play catch with Bill Kenny in the middle of Platte City's Main Street? And so we did. And then we did a full-page spread about it. There's Bill Kenny with an autographed football. There's Bill Kenny throwing a pass with traffic lining up behind him.
He's about to get run over. What I really want to focus on, though, I'm not sure if the camera can pick this up on it, is, boy, yeah, I mean, you were two young bucks. I mean, you were two good-looking young fellers back in the mid-'90s. That's
we were young.
That's
we were young.
that's good-looking
We
program.
upped the testosterone on Main Street. That's for sure.
Boy, howdy. Nice job.
And that was really fun until we broke Mr. Farley's window.
Mr. Farley, and I understand. Did we break the window? I just heard from Mr. Farley is no longer with us, and I heard from a friend of his after he had passed away that he was really mad at us. We went and we posed and we took a picture in front of Mr. Farley's law office because Mr. Farley was a Democrat, and Kenny and John and I leaned to the more conservative party, and so we went and just for fun took a picture in front of Mr. Farley's office. He never told me he did not appreciate that, but I heard from a friend of his recently that he did not appreciate that, John. But those were good days.
Yes, they were.
Do we still have another prize to give away? Or are we good?
We did.
We got okay. Give us another question.
I got a question. Here we go. Do we have a person?
This is for Trish Stinnett.
Trish
Right?
Stinnett. Trish Stinnett.
Here's the question.
Here we go. Fact or crap?
Fact or crap? Ron is an avid sportsman
You're getting
and
paid.
generously shares with us his hunting booty that he has meticulously and hermetically vacuum sealed.
Did you just say booty on this show?
I
I mean, come on, Dagmar.
actually-
We told you.
bound to
There
happen.
you go.
And I said it would be
Yeah.
her.
All right. Yeah, good job.
Read that again. I was.
Ron, you were just thrown by
The word booty got me.
Ron is an avid sportsman and generously shares with us his hunting booty that he has meticulously and hermetically vacuum sealed.
Well, I do know he's going deer hunting this weekend. So, you got a guess on this one?
Every deer hunter I know up here loves to hermetically seal. That's all I know.
And they vacuum
They
vacuum
do
pack
anything.
stuff.
My brother is lives in Tracy, and he's a taxidermist. So
Oh,
that's all I need to know about hermetically sealing things. So,
so we're gonna go. Fact.
I mean, we're really doing really poor.
We really
on
have
this,
sucked
but,
tonight. Really.
let's go fact.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh, it's crap. He shares nothing. He's
Oh!
he shares nothing.
Well, he
He's
is
the
a- he is a
stingiest
conservative.
sportsman. I know.
I'll have
He
my
is
brother
nothing.
bring some stuff.
Not
in.
one fillet.
It is-
Nothing.
it is in my freezer.
Yeah,
ready. I'm bringing
whatever.
some up on Monday.
Man, you're never gonna live that down
I
until you
won't
bring
live it
stuff
down.
up.
I tell you what. You know what?
Nothing.
One of the prizes we have. One of the prizes we have is time sensitive. We have to keep playing until we give away.
All right, we got
these
one. We
concert
got one
tickets.
more. Mark.
Mark Owen.
Mark
Owen.
Owen.
Mark Owen.
He better
I-
win or somebody's in trouble.
Mark Owen, I hope you like Brett Michaels because he's in concert Saturday night at the Ameristar Casino, and we're going to play until somebody wins
Poison
these
fame.
concert tickets. You guys, I hope you brought some more questions because we're going to try to win at least one more time. John, you have another question?
I do. Dagmar, fact or crap? Dagmar has 4 kids, the oldest of which has a college soccer scholarship.
That is fact. I'm saying fact right now. He's at Azusa Pacific playing soccer.
We don't
Mark's
have
the
a yes
winner.
button.
Mark's the winner.
We
Mark
don't have a
Owen.
yes button.
That's the problem with the county is that you don't have a yes button. All you guys only have a
No,
no button.
no.
What the hell's going on with you guys here?
Mark
I'm gonna buy
Owen!
you a yes button. I'm gonna bring it up next week.
It'll be used about as often as a French rifle.
Wow, that
gotta
took
be.
a while. That was hard work.
That was good. I like that.
Oh my goodness! But
was
so
all right.
Mark Owen is going to Brett Michaels, or he's giving those away to someone who's going. One of the two. Now we do have a prize from Stacy Blaha. She's got this Oral B Genius thingy-majig. Chris and I were trying to figure out what this is, but it has Bluetooth technology, It helps
Everything's
you.
better with Bluetooth.
Absolutely. What you do is it helps you brush every area for the right amount of time to never miss a zone. So you put your phone right there and you Bluetooth this sucker, and it's going to tell you where to brush and for how long.
Let me ask you,
This is an awesome.
do you own anything that's
This-
Bluetooth?
Yes. This
Do
is
you
an
own any
awesome
Bluetooth
prize.
at all?
My car, I can Bluetooth in my car with my phone.
Attaboy.
And you can
Yeah.
use
All
that
right.
while you're riding.
And then you
Yeah.
can brush your teeth.
I can brush my teeth
Talk
and-
to the phone in the car.
I tell you what, do you guys have one more question? We'll try to give this away tonight because Stacy Blaha is one of the sponsors tonight. I'd love to get. She gave us a boatload of prizes.
Those are boring. I mean, I
Elkie
guess
Mitchell.
that.
That one.
Elkie
Elkie Mitchell's going to be a.
John has been detained on the El Salvadorian side of the border with Honduras.
Oh my! Detained.
Fact or
I
crap?
don't want that to be true because I
Yeah.
went to the store.
I was with John one time in the '90s when he should have been detained, but we were not in El Salvador. But
they weren't.
This
No.
is two stories tonight where the two
Yeah,
of you
what's
are
going
trouble.
on here?
I'm not sure about this crowd.
I don't
That's
know, man.
so far out there,
You've
it's
known
gotta
this
be.
young man for
That's got.
longer than I. That's crazy.
I do know.
That's nuts.
I do know.
You get detained in El Salvador, you wouldn't
No.
be sitting here right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, he has been places. He's a world
Tell you what.
traveler.
Why don't you say fact?
And you
I'll
say the other?
crap.
Okay, and then they.
We'll be right.
Okay, I'm gonna say. That's a fact. Fact.
We're going to have a vote on this, commissioners. Who thinks Ivan's correct?
I say he's correct.
Did you say crap?
No, I said fact.
A fact. I'm going with Ivan.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's
We
good.
can get-
That was my vote came in under the wire, so that doesn't count.
Who's our winner? Elkie.
Mitchell.
All
Elkie
right, this is a
Mitchell.
fantastic prize. Being
Man,
serious,
man,
this is
that's a heavy-duty item, man.
That really is. This is the best prize I think we've ever given away on this show.
I
Unless
like
Mark
Mark's
Owen
mom.
really likes Brett
That's
Michaels.
my mom.
Elkie's your mom? Oh, I did not know. That seems kind of.
Elkie.
Now you tell us.
Elka.
Elka. Oh gosh,
You don't have to
Elka.
call in to get it.
You're going to have to call in to make arrangements to pick up your prize. Well, actually, you may know her. You may know your
make
mom.
sure you give it to her. We'll make sure.
You
it
may know
happens.
your mom.
That's exactly right. You do know your mom, right? I mean, she just became. I saw that name on Facebook recently. Actually, I did not know that was your mom. How about that? All right, Chris, we've got to move on. You know what? We've got to do our little segment for the gamblers out there, right?
Yeah, I've got one final question.
Yes.
One rapid fire question for the commissioners because you guys are awesome. This has been really cool. Tell me in a sentence or less your favorite thing about Platte County. It could be a place, it could be a restaurant, it could be the fact that you guys have a no button, which is really cool. We'll start over here. The favorite thing about Platte County.
It's where my family is, and we've raised them here, and we love it. And I wouldn't trade it. It's a great place to raise a family.
I absolutely love meeting the people that I've met during the campaign and as commissioner. There are some really interesting people with intriguing skill sets and just, yeah, it's been a joy. I've really enjoyed getting to know people. So.
It's home. It's a beautiful place. You can go to the bluffs at Weston, or you can go to the bottoms, or there's just, you can go to the country where I live, or you can go down into where they live and be in all the busyness. We've got great diversity, home of the airport, and now hopefully we're going to see a wonderful new single terminal, and hopefully we're going to have new flights that we didn't have before. So it's just,
More restrooms, John. I'm excited about more restrooms.
They're gonna
actually.
name.
Yeah,
they're gonna
they're
name a one-holer after me at the airport.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited because
Hey.
I voted for it. So I mean,
Good for
that's
you, man.
the
You
least
run
I
the
could
right
do.
Good side here.
Thank you guys for
Yeah,
being
we
here. That was
appreciate
awesome.
you coming. You're gonna have to sit through a degenerate gambling segment, so
Sounds like fun.
don't leave. Dr. Stacy and Dr. Trent Blaha at Platte Valley Dental Care will treat you like family because they are. This mother-son dental team is educating its patients on the importance of dental health and how it affects the rest of your body. Their vision is focused on creating an ever-evolving dental practice that offers the highest quality care to children and adults. Call Platte Valley Dental to schedule your family's appointment or check out their online scheduling at pvdentalcare.com. If you want to call them, 816-858-2027. Thanks, guys. Chris.
Yes, it's time.
It's time for Lock of the Week.
I gotta remember what my lock of the week. This was a hard week, man, because there's a lot of easy games to pick, a lot of blowouts, but the spreads are the problem. Is
Against the
is
spread
concern.
is so much tougher than just picking a straight up game. You know, as the degenerates out there know.
All right, I'm gonna go first.
You're gonna go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay, go first. By the way, let me just remind folks, we were 2-0 last week.
Yeah,
so
we
if
were.
you watched the show, you made some money.
My
Dollar bill.
my confidence level is lower this week than it was last week. I'm going to go with the LA Rams. I don't know why, because the LA Rams are the LA Rams, but they're playing a beat-up Houston Texans team. They're 11-point favorites, so I'm going to go with the Rams minus 11. I would only put $1 on that, though, because I'm not horribly confident. But of the games, I think this has the best chance, because the Texans are just beat up.
That's 2 weeks in a row. You've laid a big number.
Yeah,
friend.
I know.
That's-
I
and
need
you
to go
won with
down.
it.
I don't like numbers over 7 in the NFL. So
And like you said, it is a tough week on the lines. I'm doing something. I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints -3 over the Buffalo Bills, and it's actually played at Buffalo. I don't like to lay points on the road like that, but there's not much to pick from on the board this week. What is the best kept secret in the NFL, Chris? Do you know what? This is why I'm picking the Saints. I think their defense is one of the best kept secrets in the NFL. I really think they've got a good D this year. Usually you think of New Orleans, you think they're all offense and Drew Brees. Their D is playing well. Taking the Saints -3 at Buffalo. That's my lock of the week.
I like it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
See if we can go
We
2-0.
did good last week.
We did.
was
We
a
were
good
able to
week.
brag.
That was a good week.
Okay, guys, next week we are off to taking the show to Parkville. We're going downtown Parkville to the Parkville Artisan Studio, and Dagmar, the owner of the studio, is a friend of yours, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Trisha. Yeah,
You were mentioning that. Okay, so tell us about.
She's one of the gals I've really enjoyed getting to know through my campaign and everything. She's she's a unique combination of like life coach and artist and just
Oh God,
therapist.
we need some
and
life
she's
coaching. next
really
week.
fun.
Really?
Holy
You're gonna
cow!
love
Just
it.
in the nick
You're
of
gonna
time.
love it.
I have a feeling she's going to ask us to do some embarrassing things, like make pottery or something.
Hey, we worked
hope
yards a
so.
couple
That
weeks
is
ago,
true.
man. So
I'd
we're
take it
set.
for-
That is fun. And she did that photo op wall.
Yeah, we could like pose in front of the photo op wall.
With the wings.
I love it.
I can like
This
get
is
on
gonna
your
be great.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Sing Aerosmith songs.
Yeah, you guys will show up.
We'll come over and sing
It's going to be
Aerosmith.
fun.
I
You
love
guys
it.
should
It's
just
fantastic.
Do that ghost scene together.
No,
the
no.
pottery wheel. And
Probably not. Probably not. We'll take
that'd
it.
be awesome, wouldn't it?
We'll take it
Chris
under advisement.
just coming
I
up
mean-
behind Ivan. And
I mean,
Well, we do like each other, but not to that extent. Well, guys, we will see you next week. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been fun. Thanks to the county commissioners. Thanks, guys. You were good guests. Good fun.
Ivan, Chris, thank you.
thank you guys. That was great.
Appreciate
That was a
it.
lot of fun.
Great.
Thanks a lot.
All right. We see. Let's see. We'll see you a week from tonight. Next Thursday, November 16. We'll be in downtown Parkville. See you next Thursday, everybody. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
All right.